think there's something really very fruitful about considering ourselves as not discrete, unified, objective things. To look at ourselves, as I said in my sister's wedding, to see ourselves more as a process than as some sort of entity or or something that is a cohesive collection of things with like a barrier or boundary around it. And going into a direct experience of what is happening, it's just like these sensations and thoughts and things popping up. It's like I visualize like balls or like golf balls bouncing off of a trampoline, like boing boing boing. Just these things popping up. And it isn't until we try to string those things together, and we don't even do it. I mean, we're taught to string stuff together. Taught language and taught me and my, and I am, that is, the whole subject-object duality. But it's interesting to feel a sense of not getting underneath that. I mean, it's all running at one time, but not identifying so much with the story or the narrative about what's popping up. Like all these perceptions is, the sight, the colors, the sounds, hearing, seeing, tasting, touching, all that is happening. It's all being experienced, but there's this story that causes it to cohere into what looks like a unified world, and a world that we're separate from, in a sense. There's our subjective experience, and then there's the story about all this stuff that's outside. And really, it's all kind of inside. But there's no inside or outside. It's all one thing. In any ways, like, it doesn't, people talk about being enlightened as if that's some kind of, incredible goal or whatever, but I think there can be, sort of a partial loosening around identifying with things in a particular way, to where, insult and, pain or suffering it doesn't arise as much. There's something happening, but it's not necessarily judged and put into a box and accepted as true and believed, and it just becomes another thing. And that's something I've been noticing quite a bit around pain, like pain in the body. It's like it used to be something where there was some dread and there was a feeling of like, oh my God, this is getting worse, and this is bad, and what's going to happen. But in the moment, it's just it doesn't really, it's not noteworthy. It's just what's happening, and it can come and go. And when there's this openness to welcoming whatever is coming, and I think it has more of a tendency to leave or pass, because there's not the extra resistance or not the resistance, but also there's not the looking for it and worrying about it in this whole story that almost seems to bring it into being in some ways. Anyways, some hot tub musings. There's the pool. It's pretty inviting, huh?